Mortal Kombat review.
No, I can say that.
What's up, guys? Today I'm going to talk to you about Mortal Kombat X, whether you should buy the game, whether it's fun or not, whether it's worth the money. I'm going to go through pretty much everything in the game. I'm not going to show you a whole lot of spoilers because that's for you to see. I don't want to do that to you. You're seeing the beginning of story mode right now, but other than that, I'm not going to show you a whole lot of spoilers. I'm just going to show you what the game contains. I am going to show you parts of the crypt, and other than that, I'm not going to show you too much, but I'm going to go over everything that I possibly can to convince you that this is a game that you want to buy. So now I've skipped forward in the story mode just a little bit. As you can see right here, the story is awesome, especially the beginning. One of the best parts about it is this right here, the interactions. It makes it a little more fun to watch the cinematics because it gets you involved in it. If you do the interactions, it does a certain thing. If you miss the interactions like I just did, then it'll do something different. Basically, the interactable part evolves based on whether or not you complete the button combinations. But overall, story mode is fantastic. I like it even better than MK9. You'll just have to play it for yourself. I'm not going to show you any more of it. But yeah, it's a great story. It's a little short for me, but I probably beat it in maybe 3 or 4 hours. I wish it would be a little bit longer. Maybe they'll come out with some story mode packs to continue the story. That would be pretty cool, because it does kind of leave you with a cliffhanger. I'm not going to tell you what happens, but I'm going to tell you that the ending is pretty interesting. And that's it for story mode, so now we're moving on. Alright, so now we're out of story mode. We're at the one-player menu. You got story, towers, single fight, test your luck, and test your might. There's 25 different characters, but each of them has 3 different variations, so that makes a total of basically 75 different characters, which is kind of a lot. I'm a little disappointed that they left out some of the characters from the story. You'll see that there's characters in the story that you can't play yet. Ed Boon tweeted and said that there is a possibility that there might be a story mode pack, which would be awesome because it would bring back a lot of our favorite characters from the other Mortal Kombat games. But that's it for single player. You can pretty much, just scam through the characters when you buy the game. That's the first thing I did. Looked at the variations, looked at the costumes. I've unlocked a few costumes from the crypt. Then you got test your luck. Basically, you pick your character, pick a variation, pick your difficulty, and then you pick how many modifiers you want. And you unlock modifiers different ways in the game. You'll just have to figure that out yourself. I'll leave that up to you. Then you got your basic training mode, practice, fatality practice, tutorial, that jazz. Pretty much same as always. But from here, we're going to be moving on to the next thing. So now we're going to take a look at factions. It's the first thing that's going to pop up on your screen when you start playing. You're going to choose your faction. I am Lin Kuei. I didn't start off as Lin Kuei. I started off as Brotherhood of Shadows, but I didn't like the faction kills for Brotherhood of Shadows. I like the Lin Kuei ones because you'll just have to see why. I'm not going to spoil that for you. You can complete different challenges to help your faction perform 4 special attacks and win the match, blah blah blah, all that. You get war points. Then you have war towers. You have your faction selection, where you can actually change your faction at any time whenever you want to, which I think is a pretty cool feature. This is the Lin Kuei introduction for when you have when you choose your faction.
They now focus their considerable power on Earth.
So I'm going to let you guys listen to that real quick.
Only the most powerful warriors can earn the right to call themselves Lin Kuei.
Yeah, but anyway, I picked Lin Kuei after a little while. And then you have war towers. And I've not actually done a war tower yet, but I'm assuming it's a tower that you do in order to help your faction out. And then you got your faction leaderboard. and it shows you which people are doing the best in your faction. That's pretty much it for factions. On to the next. Alright, so next we're going to look at the online modes. You have rooms where you can go into rooms and find people to fight. You have versus mode where you can just fight against others. You have team battle, King of the Hill, tower battle, your leaderboards, online history, faction war page. It's all pretty self-explanatory. The one cool thing that they did add into this is you can actually practice while you're in King of the Hill mode. So while you're waiting for your turn, you can go in and practice a little, freshen up while you're waiting. I'm not going to go into this too much, so we're going to move on to the next thing now. Alright, so now we're going to take a look at the different types of towers you have. You got traditional towers, which we're going to go into and look at. You got your classic tower, where you just fight 10 opponents. It's pretty self-explanatory. You got test your luck, where you get different modifiers for each one you fight. You got test your might, where you break boards, break fish, you break all kinds of shit. I don't know. Then you got your endless one, where you try and go as long as you can without a loss. And you got your survivor tower, where your health carries over for each match. You have your living towers. You got your hourly, it changes every single hour and have modifiers. You got your daily towers that change every day. And then you got your premier towers, which change I think it's every week. And then you got tower challenges where you can challenge your friends. Yeah, it's weird. And now we're going to move on to the next topic. Alright, so next we're going to take a look at the crypt here. As you can see, it's first person, which is pretty neat. It's a little more interactive. There are some things that jump out. I couldn't get anything to jump out at me. If I would have went into the spider crypt, things jump out a little more. Right here, there's different places. You can go into the spider tunnels. I'm going to show you another little place that I thought was pretty interesting. It takes me a little while to find it. But there's also chests that appear for very briefly that are cheap usually, and they give you special things and sometimes more coins. So even if you don't have coins, sometimes you can find coins in the crypt. There's this thing too, where you can gamble your coins and bet however much you want, and then this thing opens and you get a random thing, or you just lose coins, or you only get half your coins back. But overall, I think the new crypt is really cool. I spent a little while in it just kind of exploring. I grabbed, you get these items that you can use to get in different areas, and there's 10 different items, so the crypt is very big, and it's going to take you quite a while to actually go through and unlock everything that's in the crypt. It's going to take a while. See, here's the items that I've collected. I'm only missing one now. I'm going to go over to this other place and show you, that's where I found Scorpion's thing, and then the Nether Realm is actually back here. Alright, so the last thing we're going to talk about is just the extra little stuff that's in the game before I actually give the final verdict and tell you what I think about the game overall. You can change your backgrounds. You get a little gamer tag thing. You can change your little icons. You get a ton of them. There's literally probably hundreds. And you can change your border, and each one of these things gives you some bonuses, like 75% extra XP. You can check your stats. There's DLC, your faction intro, and then the cool thing is match replays. It makes it so much easier to record matches that you've already had. You can favorite them and save them forever, but it records the last 10 and keeps them until you do another one, and then gets rid of the last one. But that's it for that. Alright guys, so my final verdict for this. First of all, I'm going to talk about some of the cons to this game. There's not a whole lot, but when Steam first released this game, everybody was pissed. I was fucking livid. They only let you download 3 gigabytes of it because of this stupid fucking streaming thing that they tried and failed at. It didn't actually start downloading the whole game until 10 in the morning, when I was pumped to play it at 12 at night. but I ended up having to go to bed and just wait until it finally started downloading. Everybody was pretty pissed about that, but they ended up fixing it. Then the frame rates and everything were really bad at first. Even people with like ridiculous computers were unable to run it at over like 30 frames per second. But they ended up patching that, and they ended up giving 10k gold to everybody that plays on Steam. But then I log in, and I'm missing all of my saved content. I was completely pissed about that. I had to go through, beat story mode again, get all my coins again, unlock everything that I had already unlocked. That was just a ridiculous experience. Another con to the game is I think they added too many family members. It makes some of the characters a little uninteresting to me. I think they should have just brought back some of the old characters instead, like such as Smoke or Striker, or even bring back some of the older ones like Frost or Boricho, which are actually in... yeah, I almost gave you a spoiler there. But other than that, I don't really have many complaints about this game. Overall, this is a fantastic fighting game, probably the best I've ever played. They did it really well. They made it nice and competitive, or casual, whichever you prefer to do. So my final verdict for this game is definitely a 9 out of 10. It's a must play. If you like any type of fighting game at all, you're going to love this game. Even if you don't like fighting games, you actually might get into this game just because it's so fun for everybody. I mean, my girlfriend plays it. You've seen her. You'll probably see some gameplay of her. My little brother plays it. All my friends come and play it. It's definitely a great game. It's fun. It can be casual. It can be competitive. Go out and buy the game right now. Don't wait. It's going to be awesome. And if you didn't hear, freaking Predator is going to be DLC along with Jason Voorhees, Tanya, and Tremor. That's ridiculous. I'm so pumped for Predator. I can't wait until they do that, and I can't wait for Jason Voorhees. So definitely like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what Mortal Kombat stuff you want to see. I'm willing to pretty much make any videos, tutorials on fighting, how to get better, how to do combos. Go check out my other videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.